Hi, and welcome to my course on how to build an indoor garden, brought to you by IndicaInstitute.com. I'm your prof, a Canadian certified teacher by trade. I've designed this course to teach beginner gardeners how to build their own indoor garden, so I hope you enjoy, learn, and share. Visit IndicaInstitute.com or subscribe to my YouTube channel to gain access to a growing list of marijuana-related courses, tips, and more. In the meantime, I hope you find this video useful, and please remember to like and share. Hello and welcome to Lesson 2, where I will explain the lighting needs of your plant and the options available to you. The main objectives of this lesson are to learn why your plant needs specific lighting, what lighting options are available to you, what is the best option, and where you can find lighting for purchase. There are a crazy amount of options in the market for the average grow light consumer. This is a double-edged sword for those beginner growers, as it can get confusing and overwhelming very quickly. If you are one of those beginner growers, don't worry, I've developed this course for you. When creating an indoor garden, it's important to make sure your plants get enough light. This is the most crucial element of growing indoors for your plant's health. Keeping a plant by the window only works for those small plants that don't bloom or produce a harvest. Unlike growing outdoors, your indoor plant by a window will not benefit from a full day's worth of light. And that's why it's necessary to use a grow light to mimic the natural lighting of the seasons. This typically means 18 hours of light during the plant's vegetative stage and 12 hours during its bloom stage. Choosing the right lighting is also important because some lights emit spectrums that cater to the vegetative or blooming stage of your plant's growth. Also, your plants will require a minimum number of photosynthetic photons in order to get enough energy to grow big and strong. Often these photons relate to the size and wattage of your light, but if your light is not on the right spectrum, the energy could be put to waste. The details on lighting can become complicated pretty quickly, but don't worry. I have lighting recommendations that if you follow, you'll be gardening in no time. As an indoor gardener, you have the option of 3 general lighting types for your garden: LED, HID, and CFL. LED, or light-emitting diode lighting, is the newest cutting-edge technology in grow lights. Their benefits are that they save you on electricity bills monthly, they can provide the exact light spectrum your plant needs to grow, they don't emit too much heat, they have their own built-in cooling systems if they do overheat, and they typically last 4 times longer than HID lights with a comparable yield at harvest. The drawbacks are that they can be expensive initially, and not all LED lighting setups emit this light spectrum that your plants need. Worry not though, the lighting I recommend has been proven to be optimal for indoor gardening. Just click the link here to see my recommended lighting setup. Your second lighting option is HID lighting. HID, or high intensity discharge lighting, is the tried and true grow lights that the quote-unquote professionals use. Their benefits are that they give you the highest yields of all the lighting options and have a cheaper initial setup cost compared to LED lights. The disadvantages of this type of light are that they are inefficient, as they waste a lot of energy in the form of heat and light spectrums that the plant does not benefit from. It also has a shorter lifespan in relation to the other light options. The inefficiency of this light actually has several rather large negative connotations. One negative is that the high wattage requires a lot of additional equipment and setup for it to work with a regular household plug. This also means expensive electricity bills every month. Another negative is that the immense heat this light gives off means that there's a need to vent heat from your grow space to keep a temperate growing environment. The vented heat must go directly outside the household to avoid issues related to humidity levels. This means you'll require ducting and some minor construction to your house in order to properly vent the humid air outside safely and avoid mold or mildew growth. A third issue with this lighting option is if you have children. The heat generated from the bulb could easily burn an inquisitive child. A third lighting option is CFL lighting. CFL, or compact fluorescent lighting, is your typical energy-saving light bulbs that you'd find in any household, or the long tube bulbs that you'd often find in office buildings. The benefit of this type of lighting is it's cheap to set up and it's cheap on monthly electricity bills. The disadvantages are that it is not meant to be a grow light, and therefore it doesn't emit the best light spectrum for your plants. Also, because they're not designed for plant growth, they provide a very small yield at harvest, which can be very counterproductive for the goals of most gardeners. Additionally, depending on the plants you'll be growing and the size of your garden, you could end up needing a large amount of bulbs. Too many of these lights in a small area, and you may have to vent out the heat from your grow space. I've already covered the issues that could result from needing to do this. So, what's your best option? Generally speaking, LED lighting is your best bet for the small-scale hobby gardener. While HID might be used by the professionals, they also don't need to live where they grow. Their indoor gardens are typically on a mass warehouse scale with ducting and ventilation that can properly disperse the heat that HID lighting emits. LED lights may be more expensive initially, but they last 4 times longer. They provide a comparable yield to HID lighting, are significantly more eco-friendly, are compact and easy to store when they're not being used, and they have a built-in venting system if the circuit board overheats. Now that you know the best lighting option to grow at home, you need to determine which wattage is best for you. Not enough light and your plants won't grow. Too much light and your plants will wilt and burn. The wattage you'll need depends on what you are growing and the square footage of your plant canopy. This aspect of grow light options could take up a course in itself, so I'll cut it short here. But click the link here and you can see my recommendations to help you determine what your lighting needs are. So in review, your indoor garden requires grow lights to survive and bear a decent yield at harvest. There are a few types of lighting gardeners can choose from, including LED, HID, and CFL lighting, though the safest and best value is your high output LED grow light. You can find these lights all over the internet, but be careful because quality and light spectrum types vary. As a reminder, you can click the link here to see what I would recommend you use because it's been tried, tested, and true. That concludes Lesson 2 on indoor grow lights. In Lesson 3, I'll be discussing your grow space and the benefits and drawbacks of a grow tent, cabinet, and room. I hope you found this lesson of the course How to Build an Indoor Garden useful. For more marijuana-related courses or recommendations for the best products out there for purchase, visit indicainstitute.com or subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please remember to like and share. Click here to skip to the next lesson. And as always, thank you for listening.